Hi, this is Steve, South Florida Archery guy. With another, I'm going to do a quick video today. I had plans on doing a lengthier video, but then my dog got sick and had to go to the vet, and now I have to go pick him up later this afternoon. So I have time for something really quick. So I figured I'd do a quick video on different release for horse bow. I'm going to limit it to the two that I use, which is the thumb, shooting with a thumb release, and there's a thing called Persian release, which is kind of like a hybrid between the Mediterranean and the thumb style. You're still shooting off the right side of your bow, but you're drawing with these fingers, hence the weird shooting glove. I've got it on my last three fingers, leaving my index finger naked. So you use three fingers pretty much. You put two underneath and one on the arrow, which nicely enough is keeping the arrow right on the bow. Otherwise, if you're trying to pull, this thing is going to fall off every single time, unless you've got your thumb up there, and then you're going to cut it with the fletchings, and that's never a good thing. So let's start with thumb release. Thumb release, obviously, is done with the thumb. There are a couple of ways people do this. The way I do it is I take the thumb and it goes right underneath the arrow there, right? Then this index finger locks it in. The rest of the hand is just relaxed. Now your finger here is holding that arrow right against your riser, so it's not going anywhere, which is, if you're riding a horse or if you're shooting behind you or up or down, whatever, that's a big deal. It helps a lot. So what I like about thumb release, besides it being super accurate, is it seems to line that arrow and your arm and your wrist and everything up in a way that was just meant to be. It seems like all the stars are aligning. Your bone structure, the arrow, the string, everything is in a nice line. It's very relaxed. It's very, after you practice it, very intuitive and uber accurate. Very, very nice. So that's thumb release. Now Persian release, or it's also called Slavic release, which as a Polak I find that very near and dear to my heart. So what you're doing with Slavic release, essentially the same thing, only you're doing it kind of Mediterranean style. Mediterranean style, usually split finger, and you're pulling against, you're pulling the string with your fingers like this. In Slavic, you're taking these two fingers and putting it underneath the bow, and you're holding the arrow there, right there. Now that's kind of cool, because if you've grown up shooting Western style, where your wrist is in this position rather than this position, it feels like home. It feels very comfortable and very natural. And pull this back, boom. It's nice. It's very comfortable, very relaxing, very, I don't know, kind of set and forget. Back. I use the same katra, that same follow through to the shot with this, since I am shooting off the right side of the bow here. But man, it's just another great, accurate way to send an arrow down range. What I like to do with Mediterranean is make sure I've got that cock feather facing in towards the bow, which is just polar opposite of what you're taught when you're shooting Western style. This way I've got this, the third arrow, the third fletch facing towards the bow, which leaves me this little space here between the fletches to put my forefinger. Wow. So, again, you can reload very fast, get an arrow up there, get it knocked, get it back, and get it downrange in not a whole lot of time. I'm not exactly what you'd call a speed shooter, but it's a lot quicker than other methods that I've learned. So this is Persian style, or as I like to call it, Slavic style. South Florida Polish style. Just another of the infinite variety of methods to shoot an arrow, especially with my beloved horse bows, which I've become obsessed with. So, all right, thumb style, like that. Mediterranean style, like that. 6 of one, half a dozen of another.